Dang, really messed that one up. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be bringing a short series, if you will. A couple of videos about some nice and easy Christmas gifts that you'll be able to make at home using some simple tools. So, let's get to it. So for the first video, we'll be making a chess or checkerboard. It's a 2-in-1 game board. I'm going to be using some black walnut for the dark squares and some hard maple for the lighter color squares. So we're working with 2-inch wide pieces, and what we're going to do is rip them down to get a 1/8 inch off. So we'll be at 1 7/8 wide. That way when we make our cross cuts, we can turn them into 1 7/8 squares, and we'll end up at 15 inches in total. If we kept it at 2 inches, we would never be able to get enough squares out of a 16-inch piece due to the curve of the blade. All right, let's get this on the table saw and get started. Alright guys, so now that we got this ripped down on the table saw, let's get it down to the bandsaw and get them ripped in half. So that way we can split each one into 2. Alright, let's do that. So guys, I was setting up the bandsaw and ended up breaking one of the pieces that actually hold the ceramics against the blade. So we're gonna have to swap it out for the smaller bandsaw. This is what I broke. So you can see it right in there. You see the one? The other one was supposed to be right over here, and it broke completely. Snapped it right off. Alright, so let's jump over to the little bandsaw. So I marked my center line, even though I gotta stop, but this is gonna be sorry about that. This is going to be very painful. We're cutting hardwoods, and this is probably way underpowered. So I'm gonna cut one as much as possible on camera. You guys get the idea of what I'm doing. So they actually turned out pretty good. And the lights in here are bad. Looking pretty good. Almost the same thickness. Nothing that the planer won't be able to fix. So I'm gonna get these other 3 cut up, and then I'll get back with you. Alright guys, so we got everything cut on the bandsaw. Now let's take these pieces, run them through the planer, get them the same thickness. Now if you don't have a planer, we're going to skip this step. You just go right to the glue up, and then you're just going to have more sanding that you're going to have to do later. So let's get these on the planer and then I'll show you what we have to do next. Alright guys, so I got some pipe clamps that I'm gonna set up. Now that we got these off the planer, let's take them, get them ready for the glue up. Alright guys, I'll see you there. Alright guys, let's start setting this up for the glue up. Gonna be using some Type-on wood glue. Alright, now I'm gonna add some weights, just so we can make sure everything stays flat. I don't want anything popping up. Yeah, put down these bad gloves. That way, this sticks, it's easier to sand off. Everything's nice and tight. Let's let this dry. We'll be back. So we just got everything glued up. Let's take these out of the clamps, set up the crosscut sled, and I'm going to set up a stop so that way we can get repeat cuts. All right, let's do that. A little bit of sanding, but it feels good. No gaps. Backside. Nice. So I set up the crosscut sled and stop block, and I set up a board back there so the pieces don't fall. They just rest on that. We're gonna clean up this one edge and then set up the stop block over here so we know we can just come right across, and that's gonna be what we need cut, the 1 7/8. All right, let's get this edge cleaned up. I added a screw and some clamps, one to hold it against the fence and one to keep it from sliding. I also rounded the nose over to keep the edge from binding. Alright guys, so it's the next day. I managed to glue up that piece that broke when we were cutting it, and this is what they're looking like. So I can kind of hear the comments already. They look like strips. It does not look like a checkerboard.
Pete, you messed up already.
Well, if you just take every other strip, keep your black corner first, and reverse every other one, we have a chess or checkerboard. So now all we got to do is glue it up. Light lamp set up, board set up. So this will be flipped. Like that. Alright, let's get some glue on this. This one folds down this way. Alright, let's get this in here and tightened up. I added some weights. So we're just gonna let everything dry. Come back in a couple hours. Sand. All right, can get you shortly.
Where is the birch? Birch. Nothing. Where? Birch, plywood. Birch. Nothing there.
So I didn't find any of the plywood that I'm looking for. I wanted a nice piece of birch. So let's go get us some.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
So guys, we are back. 2 foot by 4 foot by 1/2 inch, overly priced piece of birch plywood. Let's get this cut down 15 by 15, glue down our chessboard. Hey guys, I'm sitting here editing and realized I'm missing a clip. So I took that sheet of plywood and I cut it to a 15 by 15 inch square, and we're gonna glue down the chessboard on top of that. I managed to get a piece of oak, and that's what we're gonna cut up now. So we're gonna cross cut this to 16.5 inches. It's a bit long, but we can fine tune it later. And we're gonna rip the cuts down to 3/4 of an inch and make a nice border. So I have a depth gauge set to the 3/4 thickness we need. Then I also added the 1/8 inch for the blade kerf, plus a hair extra.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
So guys, we were able to get the oak border on and got everything glued up and managed to get a couple of brad nails into it. We're just going to let this dry and then pop it out and do a bunch of sanding. So once we take that out and sand it down, then we'll figure out a stain to put on it. So catch you guys once this is dry. It's the next day, so I'm just finishing off the sanding with 150 around the edges. Everything's feeling pretty smooth. So did the edges, filled in the gaps. So I filled in the sides, those little pinholes. So they're looking good. Everything's sanded down. So we're going to be using some triple thick polyurethane by Varathane. It's already mixed up. I'm going to get some little project lifters underneath this thing. 2 hours. We'll be back. So it's been a couple hours later. Finish is nice and dry and flat. Was able to get the sanding done. Hit it with some 600. Nice and smooth. The back side, I got some felt on the way in the mail. We're gonna put down some 3M spray glue and glue down the felt. But otherwise, the board is complete. So guys, with that being said, give a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.